What if the difference between the biblical Jesus and the Gnostic Jesus is not just a disagreement about theology, but a disagreement about what human beings are? In the biblical tradition, especially as understood by Orthodox Christianity, Jesus is the Son of God who enters history to reconcile humanity to God. The human problem is sin, separation, and fallenness. Salvation comes through faith, repentance, grace, and the redemptive meaning of Christ's death and resurrection. In this view, the world is wounded, but it is still God's creation. Reality is damaged, not false. Humanity needs restoration. The Gnostic picture moves in another direction. In many Gnostic texts, Jesus is not primarily presented as a sacrifice for sin, but as a revealer. He comes to awaken people from spiritual ignorance. The deepest human problem is not simply guilt, but forgetfulness. The soul has forgotten its divine origin. Salvation is not only forgiveness from outside, but gnosis, direct inner knowledge that reveals the divine spark within. This is why the Nag Hammadi texts discovered in Egypt in 1945 matter so much. They gave modern readers access to Gnostic writings that had largely been known through their critics. Texts like the Gospel of Thomas show a Jesus whose sayings often sound less like formal doctrine and more like riddles meant to awaken perception. The contrast becomes even sharper when we look at reality itself. In biblical Christianity, the creator of heaven and earth is the true God, and Jesus fulfills that God's will. In many Gnostic systems, the material world is linked to the demiurge, a lower creator who is ignorant of the higher divine fullness, often called the pleroma. Jesus, then, comes from beyond this lower order to reveal a hidden truth. The visible world may not be the whole story. So the two portraits ask different questions. The biblical Jesus asks, how can fallen humanity be redeemed? The Gnostic Jesus asks, how can sleeping humanity awaken? One emphasizes faith in a saving act. The other emphasizes recognition of an inner divine reality. One sees the cross as central to salvation. The other often sees revelation as the key to liberation.
Neither view can be reduced to a slogan, and both shaped real communities in the early centuries of Christianity. But placed side by side, they reveal two powerful maps of the human condition. Are we broken and in need of redemption, or asleep and in need of awakening? Perhaps the enduring power of this comparison is that it forces us to ask which story we have inherited and which story we are actually living from. For more explorations of hidden Christian history and Gnostic thought, follow The Gnostic Eye.